That's her. That's a baby picture. That's how we went to New York. Hey, baby. Look at that side too, cause that's her, that's her.
We're here at Melvin Park, identified as was possibly the location where she may be found. I am talking with the mother of Artdrunetta Hobbs, Miss Tangela Harris. Join us today as we take a walk through this park and identify some of the locations that we have been able to find in the process of searching for her remains here. Can you tell us how that began on August the 10th? 2006.
August the 10th at 2006, probably like at 5 o'clock, me and my two daughters, we went to the mall. It was around it was around school time. Artdrunetta, she left. Everybody left together. So when we got to the mall, we started calling her to see that she want me to buy her a hat. She never answered. That was unusual. She never answered it. She never texted us back. That was unusual. So
what did you do at that point?
I didn't do nothing. I didn't want to disturb the other kids, but I was worried was something wrong. Then when we got home, we called her, and I knew something was wrong. I knew in 2 hours we haven't heard from her. I knew something was wrong right then because I talked to her at least 9, 11 times a day.
And you hadn't heard from her at all on this particular day?
No, I haven't heard from her after 5 o'clock that day.
Okay, and what was the next step you took after that point?
I called the police. They told me I had to wait the 24 hours to file a missing person report. I did. I waited 24 hours. I filed a report. Then I started handing out flyers, calling people, all her friends.
And what happened next after that?
I didn't hear from her, so what I did was I got my cousin to call her telephone and break her code and gave us a new code. That's when we retrieved her messages. And I had got a message from one of the guys, the guy who nephews who involved in it. He called and asked what happened at his house because he was very angry and he wanted to hear her side of the story.
And at that point, what did you suspect?
I don't know. I just knew something was wrong by the message she left. Maybe they jumped on her. She got in a fight around there. That's what I was thinking. Really, I thought maybe she was even in jail at a point because we haven't heard from her.
Okay, and at that point, what did you do after hearing the messages on her phone?
I retrieved it myself and I went to the detectives, but the detectives already had the message and they was aware of it. And they asked me not to mess with the guy who was involved. Told me to leave that up to them.
Okay, and that was on a Tuesday or Wednesday?
I think that was Tuesday.
Okay, and you called me the following Wednesday?
I called you the next day.
Asking for assistance?
Yes.
And after we did the intake, we met at your house along with a number of different people who have been involved in searches from that point up to this point.
Yes.
We have gone from the church to your home to passing out flyers up and down Campbellton Road, and now we end up at the park, Melvin Park. Can you explain to everyone why we are here at this park?
Because the detective got a tip saying that her body was out here and we would never find it. I got a tip saying that her body was out here in Melvin Park. That's when we started looking for her body.
Okay, prior to that, there was also a car involved. Can you tell us anything about her car?
Her car, they burned her car. And the detectives had us looking for the car. They didn't tell me that they found the car till 6 weeks later.
Okay, and at that point you begin to feel like you weren't receiving enough information and support from the police?
Right, like I hired a private investigator.
Okay, and what was he able to discover?
He told me exactly what was told. He told that they jumped on her around there, that their uncle seen them putting her in the car, physically jumping on her, putting her in the car, taking her away. And
From where?
From around there, Austin Drive, where it took place at.
Okay, so she supposedly ended up in a house on Austin Drive, is that correct?
Correct.
And from that house, something took place which you're still not for sure of.
Not for sure.
But it was later explained to you that whatever took place, she was removed from that home.
Yes, forcefully.
And that's how she supposedly may have ended up here at Melvin Park?
Yes.
And on one particular search, there were several items that were found here in the park. Can you identify what those items were?
It was a shotgun found that has been committed a crime, and it was a human body skull found. That was January the 27th. Then we came back out here the following weekend and we found her shoe.
Okay.
And me and my daughter identified that shoe.
And what has taken place since the shoe was found?
Actually, one of them is in jail, but he's not in jail for my baby crime, but he's in jail for doing the same thing to another person. She did get a positive ID of the other guy who involved, but she just don't want to, she said she didn't want to question him right now because she didn't want him to run off because he had been in the system, in the prison system before, and he know how it goes. She said he's always getting in trouble, so she's waiting for him to get in trouble to interview him.
Okay, now when you say she, are you able to name who that she is?
The investigator on the case, Miss Lyons.
Okay. Has she been helpful to you at this point, to this point?
Yeah, she have been helpful to me.
Okay. And right now, at this time point, all you want to do is to be able to try to find your daughter's remains so that you can have some closure.
And so that I can see justice. I really want to see. I want to see them prosecuted.
Okay. Right now, we are going, leading up to a location where possibly one of those items was found, which was a shotgun. And there are some other people here who have participated in that search, which I would like for them to have an opportunity to show us that location where the shotgun was found at this time.
Sean, where you find the shotgun?
All right, I'm Sean Tilley. I led search team number 2. Me and my team conducted from maybe the beginning of this fence until maybe about 200 to 300 feet this way. And if you follow me, I'm gonna take you down here to where we found a shotgun. I ran a team of maybe about 25 volunteers, as well as the Georgia National Guard. And we searched all along this wooded area, me and my team, maybe about 30, 40 feet back in the woods, arm length apart. Maybe about 50 feet from the road, going down this stretch of the back of Melvin Park around this curve here. One of my team members, they observed some leaves, maybe looked like a pile of some debris, which after we uncovered the leaves and debris, we found a shotgun right about here, maybe about 5 feet in this area right here at Melvin Park, the first 200 feet of this curve going into the back of the park, which is a walking track. Right here is where we discovered a shotgun, maybe like a 12 gauge or something, which at that time we contacted the lieutenant who was out here. We also had some Atlanta police officers out here helping us with the case. We contacted them. We made a perimeter around the gun so that none of the evidence would be tampered with. And we let the APD handle it from there. This is the area where we found the shotgun. We actually quarantined it with, I guess you say, what's called the tape, the caution tape, until the police arrived, which they took the investigation over from there as far as the shotgun being found. This is the area of Melvin Park where we found the shotgun. shotgun. Like I said, it looked to be not an old shotgun. It didn't look to be like it had been there for a long time, but it was very concealed as far as, covered up with debris.
And I was covering the command post on that particular day, and I think from that evidence we begin to feel like there was some hope of finding the remains of Artdrunetta, because that was one piece of evidence that we thought may have been used in her disappearance.
Correct.
What were your feelings?
It just, I mean, it was just sad to actually find it. We hope to find Artdrunetta, but just to find anything, she's family to me, so it's like just to find anything, in a sense it felt good, but in a sense I didn't want to find anything, not to that degree. But when we found the shotgun, it made me think that, hey, it's a lot more going on in the back of this park than it seems.
First Saturday that we were out here in January, you mentioned there was a human skull and a shotgun found. And then the following Saturday, you were able to identify a tennis shoe which you said your daughter was wearing at the time she was last seen. And you show us the area where the skull was found.
Yes, it's right across these tracks down this way. Where he go. Yeah, it's down that track on this side.
Can you tell us what led you to believe or to consider taking this road down here to try to search for anything?
Well, we actually had, we've been out on numerous searches, but we actually had, this particular day, we actually had a lot of volunteers. So it was actually more volunteers than we needed, so we just decided to branch out into different areas because we got a tip that her body or her remains might be here in the Melvin Park, Kimley Road area. So we decided to look beyond just the park area in itself, and we expanded from the railroad tracks down Melvin all the way to Kimley Road and back around, maybe like a little circle.
We're taking a walk down the road that doesn't seem to be so yellow. It's full of rocks and railroad tracks. But this is the location where the skull was found, which at the time we thought might have been part of the remains of Mrs. Harris's daughter. However, that skull has not been identified yet. So can you show us where the area was where they found it?
It's right there between those two rocks up in here. It was a male skull. When they found it, they said that they did determine that it was a male skull that day.
They said the torso was too large to be a woman, and it was a human head, which did have a hole. I can't confirm that it was a bullet hole, but we was assuming that it probably was a bullet hole.
No, later they did confirm that it was a bullet hole to the head.
Well, to this day, that skull has not been positively identified.
No, but it did, we were saddened that it was not, I guess the word described, not sad that it wasn't who we thought we were looking for, but we definitely found somebody's body 10 feet past those rocks up there, and the good feeling that came out of that was it didn't bring closure to our story, but it will bring closure to somebody's family who's looking for some loved one somewhere. So that was the good that came out of finding that particular remain.
Right, but what that has actually done is opened up yet another case of a missing person, which is one of the things that we're trying to decrease. And one of the reasons why we need everybody that may be watching this documentary, if you know of a missing person, possibly, I think, African-American male, that may still not have been identified, please give us a call. You can reach us at 1-866-478-7884. Or you can go to our website at www.letthechildrenlive.net. Okay. I know the first time that I came out here, because I was manning the command post, didn't really have an opportunity to go out on the searches or even envision how large this park is. But just to be able to take a ride up the street, down the block, and around the corner, it would take thousands of volunteers to be able to, thoroughly search every inch, every piece of this particular property.
It's 52 acres, but we didn't search it. And not to cut you out, but Sean was angry At first, because when they found the shotgun in his gut, they closed the search.
Exactly.
He felt that they should have just kept on searching because we had the manpower.
You're right.
That we shouldn't have stopped.
And there's still so much of this park
that we still never searched.
Because of the considerable amount of acreage that they have here. And like I say, probably 20 to 30 of those acres aren't even being used because the back part from the tennis court on back, the walking trail on down to the softball field, it's not even used now. They open it maybe once a year. I think they have Kimberly Court Day back there on the softball field, and they open it up every once in a while. But they really need to do something to open that part to where it's not concealed, where stuff like this can happen.
And I believe what possibly led to the numerous volunteers showing up, it was my understanding, had something to do with the governor giving permission for an official search team to come out and participate.
That is correct. He did.
Forest Rangers.
Yeah, he did send the forest rangers out here, and they've been one of the biggest efforts as far as helping us search for Artdrunetta. No matter when we call, they come.
Right.
You know, if they all can't come, someone from that particular organization always shows up. As of numerous organizations, the biker clubs, the motorcycle guys and girls, they were out here, and the Muslims, the Nation of Islam. I mean, it's just the first day when we came out here, we were trying to say, well, we hope we get 50 people to come, but God's good all the time. He, instead of sending 50, he sent almost 500, and it was overwhelming. People, a lot of people helped. Krispy Kreme, Mrs. Winters, McDonald's, you know, in our efforts to get coffee and donuts and just water and different stuff. You know, it was just a good feeling to pull up on this road that morning looking for 50 people, and it was 50 times 10, you know, but that's how God works. Amen. You know, he might not work when you want him to work, but he always works.
See how this park. I don't believe this.
See, he found a snake when we was out here the last time. That's why it's time to go up there. It's up a little bit. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is.
The house been covered up.
Oh yeah, we can't even see the house.
We can point to it. We couldn't get down there.
Oh Lord, we couldn't get down there. Jesus.
Y'all went down there before?
Yeah, Lord.
Down there.
See, this right here was
That's
an
a drainage
opening. You
ditch.
could have looked through there. Oh, this was water down there when we first started. That's a canal down there.
It's rain since then, too.
Jesus, I can't believe how much this done growed up.
No, them snakes down there.
Oh yeah, they won't come
Okay.
People done threw furniture down there.
They won't come through here now.
They put boats, everything.
Come on off that dirt.
See, look, I'm trying to show you. See that drain with that pipe at? It runs all the way down there. It goes all the way back to Melvin Park where we just left at.
Really?
Yes.
Well, see, we walked down. We was all down enough.
It done grown up now. It wasn't like this when we first started looking for her.
Can you tell us where we are now?
Okay, we're actually all this is really considered one of the 52 acres of Melvin Park. This right here, this is actually Kimberly Road, which runs between Cascade and Campbellton Road. It deads in on Campbellton Road, Ben Hill, Cascade, Southwest.
What was found at this location?
Right over here to our left, we found the shoe of Artdrunetta. Inside the dead her shoe, found it maybe about, I guess you'll say maybe about 30 feet from here down here. The grass is kind of grown up now because it's being summer. I mean, and you know, everything's grown up. This right here, we're actually standing on top of a sewer which has a drain that runs, a canal that runs all the way through here, back across the railroad tracks, back into the part of the park where we were earlier where the tennis court and all that stuff was. We searched all this area right there. If you look over to our left, you can see it kind of looks like a house. It's all covered up with trees right now.
There's a house down there too?
See the house right there, and they had a big buzzard in it. That's why they thought her body was in there.
Look here, the buzzard egg was this big, bro.
Was
Look.
it? Yeah, Miss Lady, you
When
was out here.
we went
But I
to
didn't know nothing about no eggs.
yeah, he had a
I
nest
missed
in
a
there.
whole lot
When
of
he
stuff.
came
He had
out,
a bed. He
well,
put
yeah,
a bed.
when that man went in there, that thing flew out. He was big as that car. He was just he was
See, I
big.
missed that
He was
part.
like an eagle or something big, like he can pick up a
see,
big
I
rabbit
missed
or
that.
a fox or something and fly
And
away.
he was a buzzer.
Yeah.
You say the egg was how big?
Man, buzzard egg is it's about that big. You know what I mean? It's a big bird. Big bird.
You want to catch that
I
on tape?
promise, yes,
How
sir.
big was that egg?
We all could eat off that buzzard egg. We searched the house. They actually had another house here which they knocked down to condemn. We went through the debris there, just looking for any more evidence or any other sign of Artdrunetta or what may have happened or could have happened. But this is one of the main 3 areas that we searched. We actually a mother identified this as being her shoe. This is the area where we found the shoe. We searched from here all the way down Kimberly, about another 600 to 1,000 feet that way, and all the way back toward the railroad tracks going to the left of us.
I understand you also searched this drain that we're standing on.
Yes, ma'am. The drain actually runs all the way through the wood back toward Niskey Lake, which is to the right of us. But we actually searched the drain. We didn't find anything in the drain or on that side of the street. But we, like I said, Mom, we did find the shoe, one of Artdrunetta's shoes in this particular area of Kimberly Road, Southwest.
Have there been any more searches taking place since the shoe was found?
One time.
Yeah, one more search since we actually found the shoe. And the problem being is the reason the searches have not been as frequent as they were because now it's summertime and the grass is growing up. Only people that can get down there now is probably the rangers who have the equipment and the clothing and the heavy gear to actually do that, the machetes to chop down trees and stuff. As they go as far as volunteers, people are scared to go out there. Snake, summertime snake season is hot, and as far as visually, you can't see anything. You can look down there now. When we found the shoe in the summertime, in the wintertime, you can see the dirt and you can see the trails going back off into the woods. Right now, you can't see nothing because the grass is green, it's done overgrown, snakes are out, deer's out, all kind of roads and stuff. Yeah.
Did this before to someone and they don't got away with it.
One of them was already arrested for doing it, right?
That's what they do. Yeah, one of them is in Mississippi right now. He arrested.
But how they get him? What they get him for, Mississippi?
For doing the same thing, robbery and bodily harm to a human being. But see, the detective, when she interviewed him, he had this smirk on her face, and I can just tell in her voice and read her eyes. She wrote him. She told, she said,
she hasn't been able to find that one piece of evidence to get him on.
And she said because he done lied so much.
I was gonna say he been slick enough just to keep sliding out, barely getting past.
But you know who won't let her prosecute them right now?
Who?
Herbert, Mr. Baker.
Will not.
He was mad about that shoe. Remember, he didn't want the shoe to come out. He didn't want the public to know that they found the shoe.
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah. That's the journal. What is the Turner Journal?
Attorney General.
She found out that she run his name and his clinic every day. She found out that he had a warrant in Pearl River, Mississippi. She told me, she said January the 17th, times ago, she said I'm gonna have, excuse my French, she said I'm gonna have his ass off the street. She went and she got some more detectives and they went and arrested him and they indicted him back to Mississippi. But when she went to interview him the last time, he thought it was Mississippi coming to get him. When he seen her face, she said he was nervous as a rocking chair. And he told her, he said, you keep harassing me about her. Why don't you go get them niggas that robbed her? But see, he never knew that we knew she was getting robbed. So how you knew? See, that's what the detective got mad about. How you knew she was getting robbed? Because nigga, you the one who was robbing her.
Yeah.
You and your homeboy was the one who was robbing her. And he's 6'3". He tall and skinny because he weighed 189 pounds. And the other one, he 5'11". My baby 5'1". She weighed 117 pounds. What could she have done to them? She couldn't even defend herself.
Yeah.
Right here. You can still see the stuff right here. This is where they burned her card back. This, you can see the stuff right here. Still some of it.
You said it's a whole bunch of cars there?
Oh, yeah. See, look, and we didn't really look. A lady called us and said that she's seeing a fresh grave. It's a, see, look, you can walk, but you see that graveyard right there? That's where they trying to say they had put her body in. Let's walk for a minute. Do you see the graveyard? That graveyard haven't been used in years. That's why they told the detective wherever they put her body, we'll never find it. And this one I'm thinking, Lord, because there's a graveyard right there. I'm not sure if one down there, but I know it's about 2 down there. It's like 4 abandoned graveyards here. That's a well right there. But this is the graveyard that the white lady called us, and she was saying, I seen a fresh, they ride 4-wheelers. If you go down here, now this way I tell you that it gets. If you go down here, it's nothing but land. Okay. I mean, oh, we could come out here and search. They don't. See, we didn't come out here because the detective didn't really want us out here at first. Then she told me, Tangela, I done brought the dogs out here, so what you coming out here for? But they took the dogs to Melvin Park. Before we went out there, the police was out there with the helicopters and the dogs. They didn't find that shoe. We found that shoe. I want to come back out here and see that's the graveyard. And if you go all the way back down there, it's nothing but water. And that graveyard haven't been used. See with that, you can back your car up in there. And you can go from the side of the street. It's just like Melvin Park. If they wanted to commit a crime, nobody would have seen them do it for the street. Who would know to come out here? They done been out here before. Who you think?
Did they do any searches out here, you said?
I didn't get a search team, but I would since I done been out here. Because the detective told me, she said, I don't need to come out here because she had her dogs. But as I think about it, she took her dogs out there first before we even went looking for her. She had the dogs and the helicopters. They never found anything. They didn't find that shotgun. They didn't find a scud. They didn't find a shoe. So I don't know why she don't want me to come out here, but this is the graveyard. This is a abandoned graveyard that we got a call and said that her body was out here. And at the end of this street is the Chattahoochee River, but it's not that far, because I walked down there to it. See, this thing go all the way back. We done been all the way back there, but I haven't brought a search team out here. But now, I'm thinking about this one. This is a graveyard.
I know it's been almost a year that you had to live with this pain, this hurt, this grief, and the loss or disappearance of your daughter. I don't know how you've been able to stay as strong as you have, even to the point of motivating, encouraging, uplifting everyone else who has shown up to assist you. And I recall even a phone call that I received on Mother's Day, where you called to wish me a happy Mother's Day, knowing in my heart that you weren't able to celebrate Mother's Day the same as other mothers were?
No. Not only Mother's Day, I miss Thanksgiving with her. I miss Christmas with her. I miss Valentine's Day with her. I miss my birthday with her. She got missing 4 days before my birthday. I miss my birthday with her. I miss my grandson born without her. And I miss my daughter who graduated. She wasn't there. I miss her.
All these things have taken place in a year, which is one of the reasons why we're doing what we are doing now in an effort to try to eliminate any other mothers from having to go through what you are having to deal with, through their children coming up missing. Fortunately, some have been found, but in your situation, your daughter has not. We're hoping that by being able to get the information out, that somebody will come forward and will assist us in identifying the location and trying to help her find her daughter's remains so that she can have some closure in her life and be able to rest just a little bit easy, at least being able to have some type of funeral arrangements or memorial services for her oldest daughter, Artdrunetta Hobbs, who was only 23 years old at the time she disappeared. She's coming up on another birthday, and all she would like to be able to do is to be able to know that her daughter's remains have been found somewhere, whether it be in this park or somewhere in the city or wherever they may be. We're just hoping that somebody will come forward and give us some type of information to have closure to this case in hopes that we will not have to deal with other situations like this.
And I learned that there ain't gonna be no closure. But the day I miss Parker so much, I was crying all day, couldn't understand. He's so young, how this can happen to us. Happy birthday, Betty. This how she would love her.
Okay.
Last time when she went to Tech, I'm in Atlanta there with Tech. This that book Doug Evans had me to make a park. There's been some pictures he said. When the detective, she was giving the description to everybody out there. You was there. And it's a blue, orange, and white Air Jordans. And it was on the description of the flyer, her shoe. So the detective, she was up there, she was telling everybody that it was a blue and white Nike. And I raised my hand, and I was like, no, it's an orange, blue, and white Jordan, Syracuse color Jordan. I mean, it's just a coincidence. A couple of hours later, they came back with that shoe. My spirit is still telling me, my baby out here somewhere. That's just how I feel. That shoe ain't no coincidence. That shoe ain't no coincidence. That's just something that you know. My baby out here somewhere, and I want to find her. But I know Punkin don't deserve this. My baby don't deserve to be out here. She got people that love her and care about her. She need to be with us.